Developing this morning, we should learn more about a deadly crash from overnight. I want to show you this was the scene off of Louisiana and Acoma near Central around 8 last night. Now the scene is now clear as we understand, but police believe that the car caught fire after the crash. We know one person is dead. 3 adults and a baby have been taken to the hospital. No word yet if they were pedestrians or if they were traveling in the vehicle that crashed.
And in some overnight news now, firefighters are still trying to figure out what started a fire in northwest Albuquerque last night. This fire started about 8 o'clock on Market Street near Unser and Ladera. We got a hold of the cell phone video that shows neighbors making sure everyone was out of the apartment and even trying to get the fire out. At one point, you see a man bringing a fire extinguisher. Firefighters say one person did get hurt and had to go to the hospital. The people who were forced out of their homes because of the fire are now staying in other apartments in the same complex. And happening now, as Elizabeth just mentioned, a traffic heads up for you on this Monday morning where you're going to see more orange barrels in part of Albuquerque in just a few hours.
We are talking over at Alameda and 4th Street in northwest Albuquerque. That's where our News 13's David Romero is live right now. David, how's it going out there this morning?
It's starting to pick up, Elizabeth. We're starting to see, of course, a lot more cars come through here. And the good news is this project that we're going to mention to you here in a few seconds is not going to affect most of these drivers. Bernalillo County officials say that the timeline of this project should take slightly less than a month, and it's only going to affect one lane of traffic in each direction along Alameda. Those are the inside lanes closest to the medians. Now, starting today through May 17th, the Bernalillo County Parks and Recreation Department will be tearing out old landscaping in the medians and replacing it with more environmentally friendly shrubs. The new state-of-the-art irrigation system that's also going in is expected to save water and money as well. As for how traffic will be affected, crews say one inside lane going east and westbound along Alameda will be closed. Officials say small projects like this one do make big impacts when it comes to helping exposure of certain parts of town.
It's going to minimize the maintenance responsibility that we have, and it's going to modernize the irrigation system, and hopefully it'll save water in the long run, in addition to being a good entryway for the North Valley.
Again, in the efforts of not inconveniencing drivers in this area, officials say that the construction is going to take place no earlier than 9 a.m. and no later than 3 p.m. And this is, of course, Monday through Friday. Elizabeth, back to you.
Okay, thank you for the update, David. And don't forget, there is still a big construction project over off of Jefferson and Osuna. We checked with the city of Albuquerque, and they said it is still on track to be completed by June 1st. Stick around because we're going to check your traffic commute coming up in about 15 minutes.
The Albuquerque Isotopes have 2 more home games before they hit the road again this week, and security is on the top of the Topes' minds. The police department's bomb squad and U.S. Marshals checked out the Isotopes park before the game on Saturday night. They even brought their bomb-sniffing dogs along. They checked all the park, including the garbage cans there, concession stands, bathrooms, the seats, and more. They say they did not find anything suspicious. A teenager in Hobbs is in a lot of trouble this morning, accused of calling in 2 bomb threats this weekend. Investigators say Julian Moreno called 911 on Saturday afternoon saying, quote, "This is not a prank call. We have 4 explosives around Humphrey House. You have 30 minutes before they detonate. Goodbye." About 10 minutes later, investigators say Moreno called again, saying there was a briefcase with a 15-minute countdown on it.
It's always a public safety concern when a bomb threat's called in. In this case, the Humphrey House itself was all the staff and the juveniles that lived there were evacuated from the buildings.
Police never found any bombs at the house. They say Moreno lives at the Humphrey House. That's a place for troubled teens, and that he admitted to smoking spice and making the calls. Moreno is now charged with making a bomb threat. Elizabeth.
Police say a mix of drugs and alcohol could be to blame for a deadly crash involving a semi and a Mustang. Witnesses told Clovis police that a Mustang blew through a red light on Morris and Mabry last night. Cops say the driver, Enrique Zuniga of California, hit a semi. Officers say the car was likely speeding. Zuniga was ejected and was pronounced dead at the scene. Police say they found unopened beer cans and drug paraphernalia in the Mustang. The driver of the semi was not hurt. And state police say they may have been able to save some lives by arresting 2 women in San Juan County. State police say they pulled over Jacqueline Foster near Hogback after someone from a local store called police to tell them that she had been drinking. Police say Foster had 4 children ranging from 2 to 11 years old in the car. And around the same time as that call, state police pulled over another woman Ramona Zamora for speeding. Police say Zamora was also drunk and had her 2 children in the car as well. Both women are charged with DWI, child endangerment, and having an open container. Well, a man accused of shooting up a party, causing a whole lot of chaos in the South Valley last month, is still in jail this morning.
This even though he says he did not do it. Christopher Sanchez was in court this weekend after sheriff's deputies say he and his brother were arguing with a group of men, then started shooting at them, but Sanchez says no, it was the other way around with the other guys shooting at him.
Yeah, sort of the written complaints that I have by the witnesses state different, state that I did not fire no shots, and as well there were casings found on the other party, not where I was at.
All right, the judge did not buy that story. It kept Sanchez locked up on a $50,000 bond. Well, starting today, a milk bank in Albuquerque is hoping you can help it collect about 8 gallons of milk.
But this isn't just any milk. We're talking about breast milk here. The Dar a Luz Birth Center is the first and only breast milk depot in the state. It is happy to take the milk anytime, but they are having a special drive today and on Wednesday to get some milk to be able to help it sick babies, that is.
It's just nice that Albuquerque can donate milk for Albuquerque babies instead of just getting milk from the rest of the U.S.
Some of the milk collected will go to 2 hospitals in the Duke City. The rest will go to hospitals across the country. Head to KRQE.com and click on news links to find out more about the milk bank and the drive that is going on today.
Well, starting today, you can jet off to New York City with Jetblue. Non-stop flights from the Albuquerque Sunport to JFK International Airport begin tonight. Remember, it was back in February that Mayor R.J. Berry announced that these flights were coming to the Sunport. A red-eye flight will take off just before midnight. It'll get to New York just before 6 a.m. New York time, and on the return flight, it'll leave JFK at 8 o'clock and get here a little after 11.
You know what? Not too bad. I mean, you're traveling at night. Might be a good thing. Less people can sleep on the plane, and the price is not too bad.
Yeah, you know, I looked. If you buy your ticket a couple weeks out, you can get it $99 each way. It's $200 including tax. Round trip to New York, nonstop flight. You can't beat that.
No.